dwarves will not give up their gold for anything.
Same used to be said about dragons.
Do you not convert gold, my lady? I mean, you are a dragon.
Of course, like shiny things, and shoes, and books. But come from a family that sold their treasury, helped rebuild the land after the people had defended the Queen.
Well, that was a noble thing.
Since then, every new generational leader has added to the cities that they've built. Libraries, education, places of worship for people to worship whatever they want in peace. Where I come from, the dragons work with the people, not against them.
I'm trying to save my people,
Yes.
my lady.
Take that home. Peruse it at your leisure.
What is it?
A brief history.
Of what?
My lineage.
Ah, interesting. I'm quite fascinated with family lines, especially with ours. We have quite the history, shall we say, of our people with important families. And one must know the heraldry and family lines of most of the famous knights and kings and lords and barons.
A lot of information to keep in your head.
Yes, well, the problem is when we go to banquets and feasts, their heralds arrive and announce these long lineage titles. You have to know who's who and understand what. It's quite tiresome. That's why I chose to be a questing knight. I got tired of the feasts and the banquets and the long titles being shouted out all night long.
Still, it has to be quite lonely being on the road all the time.
I preferred solitude. And besides, I wasn't always alone. I had Gren with me at least. And the lady at my back.
A griffin, yes?
No, that
Oh.
griffin I loaned from the elves, but Gren is my horse.
Oh, right, okay.
There's a Bretonian-bred warhorse. Quite sturdy, valiant, and brave. He has helped fight just as much as I have.
Good to know. Super would take a chunk out of anybody that tried to attack me too. But then she knows who feeds her, so...
Oh, our horses are trained to work with the knights, wearing armour, fought battle formations, charges. They have to be bred for a certain stamina and resilience and strength.
I can imagine. Being full armour on your back is a little bit more weight than just somebody wearing regular clothing.
While wearing full armour at the same time. Horses wear mostly heavy padding or chainmail underneath the livery.
Right, well, you have to keep them protected too, I suppose.
Yes, we do.
That'll work to train them. You don't want to be having to replace them every 5 minutes. Besides that, if they're loyal, they should be protected anyway.
Exactly. For me, Grin is like my brother, so to speak. I'll make sure that nothing happens to him, and he makes sure that nothing happens to me. Like a good partnership.
Imagine the conversation's very one-sided, though.
You'll be surprised how intelligent a horse can be. And Gren has his ways of communicating certain things to me that he wants me to understand, especially his displeasure, or if he is scared to enter a place. He is intelligent.
I would imagine if he's displeased with you, you find yourself on the floor rather quickly.
Sometimes, or he might kick me.
Ouch.
Or spit at me.
Oh, that's vile.
And he does talk in a manner of speaking. Not with words, I'd say. But you know what animals are like. They do make noises. They're not silent.
No. Super can be extremely loud when she's annoyed.
Can imagine.
It's with all females, I suppose. All of the cavern would know if I was annoyed. You need me to take a look at that?
I'll be fine. It's just a moment, that's all.
Nearly as stubborn as I am.
It would seem so. And we are stubborn warriors. We will probably die because of our stubbornness.
Maybe. But I think I have you beat because not only am I a stubborn warrior, I'm a stubborn female warrior.
Yes, you are. And a fine one at that.
Thank you. I was never meant to fight.
Well, I think you've had to learn a lot of things.
Oh no, I made sure I learned. Told I couldn't do it, I made sure I could.
Very good. Very good qualities, Lady Maroon.
What stubbornness?
Wanting to better oneself, prove other people wrong, that doesn't mean to be stubborn. You are just accepting a challenge.
Well, this is true.
I think it would be the same probably in most worlds, especially here. Life is very hard for women.
Yes. Really see them out and about as much as you see the men about. Few of them in the cities, maybe, but nowhere else. Never was one to do as I was told.
I can see that. But you take orders from me.
When they make sense.
And have my orders made sense?
Other than the one that asked me to remain in the tent while the fighting went on, yes. Although I do see why you requested it. The rest of the troops needed to see me out there.
I cannot stop you from doing anything. It would seem. Not that I would wish to anyway.
And you're wise enough to know to back off. Everybody else around me had the same wisdom. Or rather clucking around like hens at the moment, trying to tell me what to do.
Well, I won't tell you what to do, Lady Maroon.
I appreciate it.
We are technically equals now, being that we are both knights.
Ah, but you still lead the forces, do you not?
Well, I lead the Bretonians.
You were rather leading the Empire as well yesterday.
Well, they haven't got any competent commanders, and the priest is still meditating heavily.
He's still recovering. Closing that rift was not an easy job. He's another stubborn one that refuses help when he needs it.
Well, the priests of Sigma are hardy warriors, my lady. They would not accept help from anyone unless it was from another priest. They must not be seen to be weak in the eyes of the men. They are who give us hope. Well, give the Empire soldiers hope on the battlefield. A few words from a priest is enough to instill 100 men. With such courage they would charge to their deaths across the field and slaughter many enemies in the name of the Emperor.
I understand that. The troops also need to see the cost of battle. By pretending you're fine when you're not, they don't. Not weakness to ask for help when it's needed. It means you're stronger, quicker, ready for the next battle.
My lady, there will come a time for me to sit down and rest.
As there should be. Everybody needs to rest every now and again.
I will rest once the enemy has been purged from the north completely, and not a moment before. I still have many duties to attend.
You also need to make sure you're in fit shape to do them. That's a duty too. Don't neglect it. I'll come back.
What happened?
Oh, you passed out. Some corruption in that wound. No, the stitches were holding.
I was quite aware of that.
Done what I can for now, but you're going to need Lady Odalina sooner or later.
It is a risk you take when you fight one of the enemy of the Dark Gods. All their weapons are corrupted and poisoned. And this marauder's weapon was quite potent.
It'd take rather more than I thought it would.
I don't quite yet have the strength to sit.
Lie there a little longer. Don't have anywhere urgent to be, do you?
There's always somewhere urgent to be.
Right now, that urgent place is lying there until you get some strength back.
Is that an order, Commander?
Most certainly is, Sir Giles. Now, if I'd known it would be that easy, I'd have pulled that card a long time ago.
Even I respect the chain of command, if the command is broken. Besides,
Well, you don't really answer to me, do you? Apart from right now, stay where you are.
I would follow you into battle, my lady. You can order me any time, in that sense.
That's good to know. You're usually the one running ahead.
That is where my place must be.
Ah, but you just said you'd follow me into battle, which means I can take the lead position.
Well, I would always be a slightly step ahead to make sure that no one hurt you.
I think I can do that for myself.
I know that you can. But I would see no one harm you again.
Appreciate it. You know I'm likely to put myself in a position like that again. I think I'm going to get the information we need out of it.
Yes. And I will come and storm the walls and destroy it until I get you out.
Don't go scaling up them. Oh, I knew it was the imposter.
Oh, I'm quite happy to siege the walls and blow them to pieces. If I had a Pegasus, then maybe, but...
Oh no, see, when they brought this imposter into me, pretending to be you, they told me they caught you scaling the walls. And I was like, okay, well then that's not Sir Giles, is it?
Well, I would need siege towers and ladders.
Weren't very smart.
As I say, not all servants of chaos are very smart.
No, one of them had slightly more intelligence than the other, but that was negligible. Still hurting.
Forgive me for not hiding it too well. But yes, a little.
How do you feel the need to hide things?
A knight must show strength at all times. In front of everyone.
And is there no one you can truly be yourself with and admit when you need help?
I have never met anyone that I could be in that way with, no.
Shame.
But I do not mind you seeing me so.
Good job, really. I can usually see straight through the mask.
And what mask do I have?
One that you don't need help. One where you're not in pain. You're in complete control of everything.
I must see the battles to their end.
That I understand. Sometimes you can take a step back to recover and trust everybody else to do what they need to do.
Oh, I do trust my men. My men are some of the finest in the lands. Finest of Bretonia. They were picked from the best to come here.
And yet you still
They are
felt the
brave
need.
men.
Sorry, sir,
But,
go ahead.
That's not a problem. They are brave men, but still their spirit will break from time to time. My presence on the battlefield at all times inspires them to fight in the name of the lady.
I understand that. Get yourself killed, then who is going to inspire them?
I understand. Truly I do.
You don't realize how needed you are.
I do understand. There are not many knights here.
You didn't just inspire the knights, though, did you? Inspired the free people, too.
That was Lord Parabon's hope. At my suggestion.
Then you suggested well.
The thread of chaos has been broken here. So yes, it was a good thing. And we couldn't have done it without the free peoples and your leadership.
Where do you think I got my inspiration from?
I hope I have that effect on everyone.
People certainly feel more confident after you've given one of your rousing speeches before we head into a battle.
Therein lies why I must always be first.
Therein lies why you must always give your rousing speeches. Sometimes you need to take a step back. Otherwise, you end up in this predicament.
This is a risk that all commanders must take. But I have done nothing other than my duty at the end of the day.
That may be so. If you put yourself at risk like that again, how long can you continue to do your duty for?
As long as it is necessary.
If you want to do it as long as necessary, start asking for bloody help.
If it is available, I will ask.
Help's always available. Maybe you just haven't been asking the right people.